I wanted to do a little video on this Chinese board that I bought. This board was created for Atmega8515 or Atmega162 microcontrollers with their 40-pin DIP microcontrollers. It doesn't have a voltage regulator, so you got to be aware of that, but something that's fairly handy. You can program them with Arduino IDE, but you have to, of course, download libraries for those chips. MCU dude, he wrote some pretty good libraries that work for those types of things. This board doesn't work, not the way that it comes, because they wired it wrong. Well, not only that, but the Arduino IDE doesn't support that crystal either. It's a frequency that they don't have on their list. So what I wanted to run at 20 megahertz. So I pulled the crystal out of one of these and replaced it with a 20 megahertz crystal. But it's this stuff that they've got wrong, because the reset pin is right here. And turn that over so you can see. So the reset pin is right there, and they've got that 10K resistor going from here to here, and that's your ground. Well, that's wrong. The 10K resistor needs to be pulled high. So what I did was I took that loose right there, heated it up and pulled the resistor loose, and then I spun it around and I soldered it to the positive side of the capacitor. The capacitor's not necessary in that spot. I mean, it would have been nice to have had a capacitor for closer to VCC, like, you know, maybe to put it over here between the VCC and ground right there. It would be a good place to have a capacitor to filter noise from the power source, which I may put one on, but I haven't on my board that I already modified yet. So the other resistor that they have on here is 1K resistor, and that's really just for the LED, for the power LED, to show that the board's powered up. So anyways, all I did, I pulled that out, I spun it around, and I soldered it right there to the positive side of that capacitor, and that created the grounds to make this whole thing work. And the reason it doesn't work the way it is because when you pull the reset low, that's when it resets the chip. So they've got it constantly pulled low, and so therefore it is constantly in the reset mode and won't do anything except reset. So doing that, I thought that was probably the easiest way to fix it, and I fixed it that way. Not sure where I put my other one. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, I took it over there. I thought maybe I had left it somewhere else. I didn't see it. Okay, so this is the one that I done, and after I spun that, I took a button and I glued it to the bottom of the PCB, and I soldered it between here and here so that I would have a reset button. Not in a convenient place, but there wasn't a place to put it on the top. So when I push the button, that's when it resets. And that way I have, you know, a hard reset that I can do if the program needs reset that I've got running on the board. can't really pause this video. I'm just recording this on my phone. But anyways, I'll put a link to where to get these in the description. And you know, if you're interested in getting them, they work. The Atmega8515 has 8K of flash, and the 162 has 16K of flash memory, and they're both 40-pin, you know, chips with the same layout. And you can change that crystal oscillator, 16 megahertz, 12 megahertz, 8 megahertz, whatever you want, whatever is supported by the method that you're using to program it. I use Arduino IDE for almost all of my programming, so I had to use whatever choices they have, which it's supposed to, you know, 20 is supposed to be like the max clock speed for these chips anyway, so I used a 20 megahertz crystal on them. Anyway, if you think this has been informative and interesting, well, share, subscribe, and like this video. Thank you.